3, 2, 1. And all right, everyone, we are live. Please refresh the page. Again, we are live. Please refresh the page or click play. Now, just a quick request from me. Could you let us know in the chat when you can see us and hear us? Again, quick request in the chat. Please do just let us know when you can see us and hear us. Now, I actually ask this because I had a terrible experience once upon a time. Katie, did I ever tell you about this?
No.
Well, it was one of my first ever webinars, and I thought that everything was going really well. And then I hopped back into the chat after a couple of seconds, and everyone is saying, like, your microphone is broken, like, you're sharing the wrong screen. But luckily, looking at it, it looks like everyone can see and hear us, which is a relief.
Yeah, woo, that is. We've got Tara, Stephanie, Shannon, Kristen, Lindsay, can all see and hear us.
Ooh, Debbie says refresh.
Debbie, I got you, Debbie.
Yeah, we'll get back to her. But my next request is, some people are doing this already, but could you let us know in the chat, where in the world are you joining us from? I forgot to put on my headphones, but let us know in the chat where in the world you are joining us from. Now, I actually ask this because we get people in these webinars from all over the world, from 4 or 5, even 6 different continents. So wherever you are in the world, let us know in the chat. And while you do that, just want to let you know that Katie and I, we're joining you from New York City. And wow, Katie, you see the entries coming in here?
Yep. We've. Okay. I can't really keep up, but I'm going to try to. New York. We've got Mexico, Jersey City, Planet Earth. Very good. Germany, South Africa, Colorado, Kansas, the UK, Seattle, Sydney, Australia, Florida, Canada, France, Seattle, Birmingham, Mexico, Vermont, South Korea, England, Wales, and sorry, they are coming in too fast. Colombia, Chile, Southern UK, Brazil.
The
Lovely.
Faroe Islands, says Ingrid.
very cool.
This is a new one. I don't think I've ever seen someone from a Faroe Islander here in a Teachable
Coconut
webinar.
Islands, South Pacific.
Ooh, amazing. So
Very cool.
wherever you are, so the person's name is Unteachable. Everyone is teachable. So wherever in the world you're joining us, whether you're, I think I saw like 4 or 5 different
Antarctica is
continents there. Antarctica.
That would be really awesome.
So thank you so much for joining us. Welcome, bienvenue, willkommen, bienvenidos, bienvenido, teshkoredarim for joining, konnichiwa. So thank you so much for joining us from all over the world. And one special request, the person who said they were from Nice, I'm going to Nice at the end of next month. So if you have any recommendations of things to do in Nice, email me at cameron@teachable.com. I'd love to get those from you. But in any case, it's 2:03 p.m. here in New York City. So I think it's just about time for us to get started. So I'm just going to quickly share my screen with everyone. And finally, just going to launch my PowerPoint. Now, I do apologize in advance if I'm like coughing or sniffling at all during this webinar. I'm a little bit under the weather. However, this little cold is making my voice very deep, very announcery. So there are some benefits. All right, everyone. So again, thank you so much for joining us for this week's workshop. Now, the full name of this workshop is Creating Your Own Online School and Online Courses Using Teachable. But we like to call this the Quick Start webinar because this is the place where you're going to learn how to get your school started quickly. Now, we're going to take that learning curve. We're just going to bend that for you. We're going to show you just how easy this entire process can be. Now, I hope you're excited because I know I am. Now, let's get started. Now, you're here with us today for a reason. You know, you're here because you're interested in online courses and what you can do with them. But you should be asking some other important questions here, like who did we build this webinar for? Like who's going to get the most out of the training today? Well, first and foremost, if you love standing in weird, clean conference rooms pointing to a whiteboard that says idea on it, this training will be perfect for you. But seriously, folks, if you've maybe heard of online courses and you think that they might be a great way to monetize your knowledge or expertise, or if you're interested in building your audience or brand online, then this training is going to be perfect for you. And now next, if you're somebody who already has a business, whether that's online or offline, and you're looking for a fantastic way to scale that business, then this is going to be perfect for you. Because online courses or memberships are a great way to scale an existing business, to improve your engagement, or add a new revenue stream. And I'll walk you through exactly how you can do this. And then finally, if you're already an expert, if you already have an online course somewhere and you're looking for a platform that will help you make more money, work more efficiently, and provide a better experience for your students, this webinar will be perfect for you. Now, before I go any further, just a quick tech tip to everyone in the audience. If you're seeing anything be blurry or hard to read or out of focus, there's a very easy fix. Please just mouse over the video, click the gear icon on the bottom right, and then change the resolution to 720p HD or even 1080p if you feel like it. Again, if you're seeing this presentation be blurry, all you need to do is mouse over the video, click the gear in the bottom right, and then change the resolution to 720p HD, and everything is going to be crystal clear. Now, at this point, I want to make a few quick promises to everyone watching the webinar today. Now, the first is that in the next 60 minutes, you're going to learn exactly how you can create and sell your own online courses using Teachable. Now, this doesn't sound like that much time, but you haven't seen just how easy Teachable is. Now, the second promise that I'm going to make is that this webinar will be completely upfront and transparent. There's no tricks, no gimmicks, no surprise sales pitches. Now, I respect you and I respect your time and attention, so I'll tell you at the end of right now that at the end of the webinar, there will be an opportunity to sign up, and it's not mandatory though, and all the info is free. But like I said, there will be a special offer at the end, so I would encourage you to stick around. Now, if you're anything like me, when you come to a webinar like this, you want to know exactly what you're getting into. You want to know what the game plan is, what we'll be covering, or if you're a teacher, you want to know what's on the syllabus. So first and foremost, we're going to have a live demo showing you exactly how you can use Teachable to create an online course or membership. Now, then we're going to talk about something very important. How Teachable isn't just the best way to build your online courses, it's the best way to start making money from them. It takes about 10 seconds to set up payments in Teachable. No mess, no fuss, no adding bank accounts. It all just works, and I'll show you how. Now, after that, we're going to talk about how you can get this all started today. Now, the main word in that sentence is today. Because creating an online course, that sounds like a big project. It sounds like something that you should work on next week, or you're gonna get around to it soon. You know, it's really tempting to put off if you don't know how easy it is, and I'll show you how simple this can really be. And then finally, we're gonna go over some real life case studies of regular people and small businesses who have used Teachable to generate thousands of dollars in monthly course sales from their first online courses, even if they didn't have a massive audience. I'm serious when I say regular people. These were folks who wrote blogs, had YouTube channels, put out ebooks, had a podcast, and they found that Teachable was the platform to unlock their success. Now, just a heads up, you're really going to want to take some notes. Now, I know it's 2019 and we're surrounded by gadgets and gizmos, but it's been scientifically proven that writing something down by hand is the best way to remember it. So please do look around you, grab a pen and paper, and jot down some notes. You're not going to regret it. Now, before I go any further, just got a quick poll for everyone in the chat. Just let me know the answer to this question. Who here has created an online course using Teachable? If you have, give me a yes. If you haven't, give me a no. If you feel like saying maybe, well, you can say that too. Now, this helps me tailor the webinar to you, because if I see mostly no's, I'll spend more time on the basics. If I see more yeses, I'll spend more time on the advanced tips and tricks. All right, Katie, are you starting to see the answers coming here into the chat? Like, what are they looking like here, Katie?
Yeah, coming in pretty quick. We got Michael, Ricardo, Michelle, Steph, Andre, Bill, Caroline, Mike, Rusty, Vicky all saying no. James Mees actually said yes. Jen says, I'm creating mine right now, but haven't published it yet. Okay. So we're getting a good mixture here. So mainly no's, but there are a few maybes and yeses in there too.
Okay. Katie, thanks so much for filling me in right there. So basically, based off of this and based off of the answers that we saw, like Katie said, mostly no's, but a few yeses, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend most of the time at the beginning going over the basics, but then I'll leave plenty of time at the end for going over these advanced tips and tricks. And now, what you've all been waiting for, it's time to meet your presenters. Hey everyone, that's me over on the left. I'm Cameron. I work in sales at Teachable, but I got started on our customer support team, which means I've helped everyone from individuals to big businesses get started teaching online. On the right, we have the incredible, the indomitable, the unstoppable Katie.
Hi guys. Hi, I'm Katie Scott. I'm an account manager here at Teachable, and I'll be in the chat. So please feel free to ask any questions, and we will be doing a Q&A at the end. So if I miss your questions, please repost, and I'll make sure I get to them.
And believe it or not, Teachable isn't just me and Katie. Everything is Teachable. We have had millions and millions. In fact, we need to update this slide because now it's over 20 million students learning from tens of thousands of courses and instructors, and those instructors have earned more than $200 million. Now, what's exciting for us here at Teachable is that we have so many different types of people and courses on the platform. Now, this includes the big names, people like Pat Flynn, Seth Godin, New York Times bestselling authors. And speaking of the New York Times, they put their online training on Teachable as well. But for us, the most exciting part is that people getting great results aren't just those big businesses, big names. It's people teaching card magic or mushroom expertise or personal branding or being a better tour guide or watercolor painting or blacksmithing or podcasting or this guy. I love this guy. His name is Alan Perlman, and he attended one of these webinars. Then a couple weeks later, he launched the course that he'd wanted to build for ages about how to get certified as a drone pilot. Now, this was something on his to-do list for a long time, but when he found Teachable, he was able to get it up and running faster than he thought was possible. And now he's actually left his day job and runs his school full-time, making 6 figures. Now, I'm curious to know in the chat, let me know, what ideas do you have for course topics? Now, when I first started at Teachable, I thought the only thing people taught online was computer science. But now that I've been here a while, I've seen people teaching everything from A to Z, literally from astrology to zoology. Seems like you can teach anything online. So let me know in the chat what you are going to be teaching. And Katie, are you seeing some interesting answers come in over there?
Oh, yes. So a few answers that are going to, or I'm always intrigued to see the answers coming in, but a few that are coming in. Jen saying meal prep, which I'm very into. Personal finance for couples.
I've seen her lunches. I can attest to that.
Thank you. Behavior analysis, email marketing, harvesting video stories, financial analysis, personal development, holistic self-care, horse speak, business coaching, data science, drum tutorials, nutrition, how to host a retreat. Oh, crikey, these are good. Financial analysis, cartooning, marriage counseling, meditation, leadership, career development. I can't keep up. I haven't read them all because there's so many.
Katie, I love how you slipped a little crikey in there. Under the radar. And Arvind's going to be doing this for employees. Yep, Arvind, you can teach employees on Teachable as well. It's not just for making money. So those are some incredible topics. I know that I would definitely get a lot out of many of these. Maybe I wouldn't take the fitness for new moms course, but these are really, really interesting. Now, I hope that you haven't put your keyboards away because I have one more thing I want to request from the audience. Who wants to see what your school on Teachable could look like? I'm going to go over case studies now so that you know what's possible. So let me know in the chat. Give me a yes, a ya, a si, a we, a da, hi, or a yes with multiple exclamation points. I love seeing enthusiasm here because it shows me that everyone is still with me and that people are actually excited to learn. That really is the best part of my job, seeing people come from all over the world, here and excited to learn something new online. And Katie, are you seeing the excitement in chat? Are people coming in and be like, yes, I'm ready?
I think Marcella said it even before you'd finished. So yes, definitely ready. Mike, Richard, Andrea, Leslie, Karen, Gina, Morgan, all very ready to get started. Tara was just like, yes. Yeah, everyone's pretty excited. And Alicia said, let's do it.
All right, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to share my screen with everyone. And the first school that I'd like to share with you as an example is a course called The Foundations of Card Magic. And 2 things I want you to pay attention to here. The first thing is this topic, like card magic. I thought you had to become a magician's apprentice or, do something very spooky to learn magic, but apparently a lot of people wanted to learn this online. In fact, they raised money to build this course on Kickstarter. They raised $66,500. That's how much money they raised to teach card magic online. So if you think your topic might be a little bit small or a little bit niche, don't worry because there's probably still demand for it out there. The other thing I want you to pay attention to here is this beautiful sales page. So this is the sales page or landing page that is going to encourage someone to sign up for your course. It starts at the top with this beautiful header, including a call to action button. Continues with a rich description, including images and text. Then there's an instructor bio so that you can establish your authenticity. And then there's a full lesson plan, including free previews for people who want to take a look before they buy. Then finally, down at the bottom, we have FAQs to address user concerns, testimonials for social proof, then finally that call to action to get started now. Now, the next example I'd like to show you, this is a course creator named Todd. He has a platform called Ultimate Courses. Now, what I want to show you here is how he sells to brands and businesses. So most of the people buying his courses, which are about JavaScript, they're buying these for their employees. Their businesses buying these courses. So what he does is you can buy them by the license. So you can buy one license for $129 all the way up to 40 licenses for $2,500. And when someone buys a group licenses, he sends them a license code that's valid for that number of uses. So if you are interested in selling to teams, brands, or businesses, Teachable can handle that easily. Now, next I want to show you a membership on Teachable. So this is Dave Cross. He teaches Photoshop, and he's been teaching Photoshop for longer than I've been alive. That really does date me as a millennial here. But the cool thing is that as I scroll, you can see that he has literally hundreds of Teachable courses on his site. Like, it keeps on going. It takes me like a long time to scroll through this every time. But even though he has, it's like $4,000+ worth of content on his site, his revenue driver is selling these as a membership. So for $19 a month or $189 a year, you get access to everything. So if you're interested in setting up a membership site, Teachable can handle that automatically. Now, next I want to show you Stack Skills. They're a great example of a school that has courses from lots of people. So for instance, on Stack Skills, they have a course from Kevin about photography, and they have a course from Sanjin about Python. And we do all the back office work for this automatically. So for instance, when Sanjin sells his Python course for $50, we automatically split up the revenue, with Sanjin getting a piece, the school getting a piece, and we handle all the tax forms as well. So we can take care of all this back office work for you easily. Now, next I want to show you Sewema. So Sewema is an example of a Teachable site entirely in another language. In this case, entièrement en français. Everything's in French. And everything, you know, it's not just the course materials. So if you want to create a successful startup, you take the course Créer une startup à succès. But it's not just the courses themselves, but the interface. So instead of clicking, log in, I click on connexion. Instead of putting in my email address, I put in my adresse électronique. Instead of my password, my mot de passe. So no matter what language you want to teach in, your students, they'll be able to learn that language. And then finally, I wanted to show you HealBright. They're a great example of a school that's done amazing customization. So Teachable looks and works great out of the box, but if you are interested in taking things to the next level, you can do some crazy customizations. So for instance, they have built these custom pages, like this corporate page for businesses that want to buy courses for their employees. So no matter no matter how much you want to customize your site, even though it looks great out of the box, Teachable gives you the power to do that. So now that we've had a chance to actually take a look at some examples, let's go in here and let's build a course together. Now, just to be clear, you don't need to do this with me, but just pay attention, take notes. You're going to get a replay at the end, so you'll have plenty of time to review. So I'm just going to get started by putting my email address. It's going to be Cameron Quickstart, and today is 42519@teachable.com. And I click Get Started. So now I'm just going to put in some very important information like my name, Cameron Mattis, but I'm a good millennial, so you can find me on Instagram at Cameron Mattis. Got my email address in there already, and now I just want to put in my password. So just create a new one, and please don't use one that you've used on other sites. It's not a good idea. And finally, I'm just going to agree to our terms of use and privacy policy, which make it clear that you own everything here, your students, your content, your pricing. It's all yours. Now, finally, I'm just going to name my school. A school is what we call a course website. So I'm just going to call this Teachable Quickstart because I can change this at any time. So I'm just going to click Create New School. And there we go. We are actually set. As soon as we fill out this form, our school is created for us automatically in the back end. And all we have to do is start adding content. So for instance, as soon as I created the school, it already walked me through everything I need to do here. So from signing up to our free live webinar, and guys, check that off. You've already done that. To sign up for a webinar, creating a course, customize look and feel, and setting up our domain name. So let's actually hop in here together. Let's do this together. I'm going to go ahead and create a course. Now, important question for everyone today. What should we be teaching? Let me know what we should be teaching on Teachable. Give me your funniest ideas of what we should be teaching. Normally, we get some real comedians in here, but I want to know what we should be teaching in here. And Katie, is there anyone chiming in yet with any tremendously hilarious ideas like underwater basket weaving, or I don't know, something about Game of Thrones or whatever?
I mean, I hope so. I'm normally pretty biased to any Game of Thrones references, but yeah, I definitely am excited to see what people come up with. Casey's saying clown makeup. We've got Andrew saying dog care. How to make mud pies. I used to be kind of a pro, not to brag. I also like to see also anything to do with Harry Potter, just if I'm trying to sway people. How to really beat the casino. Oh, I can like that one. Teaching pigs how to fly, dolphin training, how to prevent toe jams, how to make giant's milk. I think we should go for the how to travel the world with a drone. I'm sure that's coming soon.
I'm just holding on to the drone.
Just gripping on for dear life. Yeah. Let's do, I think, how to really beat the casino.
How to really beat the casino by Gizmotron. So congratulations, Gizmotron. You are our lucky winner today. You actually don't win anything, but congratulations. I hope you feel like a victor here. But we are, I guess we are going to do a little bit of a prize, Gizmotron. We're going to name this course after you. So this will be Gizmotron's Guide to Actually Beating the House. Cool. Now, the course subtitle is The Only Way to Actually Win at Gambling Without Being Kicked Out of a Casino. And the person who this is by, we already have the author here. It's me, Cameron Mattis, or at Cameron Mattis on Instagram. So I'm not going to, I could create a new author here, but I'm just going to leave it by myself. I'm the person who really is building this. Sorry, Gizmotron. So as soon as we create the course, we have to start adding content to it. Or we don't have to, but I recommend it. Now, the way that we talk about content in Teachable, we use the terms sections and lectures. And I'm just going to take my video live for a second to explain. Think of sections and lectures like chapters and pages in a book. A book might have 5 chapters with 10 pages each. A course might have 5 sections with 10 lectures each. The sections organize the lectures, group them by topic or theme or expertise, and the lectures actually contain your content. So again, my course might have a couple of sections, like an intro section, a middle section, and an end section, each of which has a few lectures which have the content inside them. So now that I've talked about the terminology for a second, let's go ahead. Let's get started here with our content. Now we have a section created for us automatically called First Section. So I'm going to click New Lecture in here to start building content. I'm just going to call this Lecture 1, Gambling is Fun. This is not an official position of Teachable, by the way. Just in case, we do not endorse gambling in any company way, but just for the sake of this webinar, Lecture 1, Gambling is Fun. So I want to start off by adding some video content. Now, you don't need to have video in your course, but I highly recommend it because people engage better with video content than they do with other types of content. And luckily, to add video content to Teachable, you don't have to upload to YouTube or anything else that embed it. You might have missed this, but I just dragged in that file and uploaded in a couple of seconds. And already we have our video. It says here it's optimizing for playback, and it should be ready for playback in just a few seconds. So we've added our video. Now, how about adding a little bit of maybe a different type of file? So I'm going to go to Choose Files, and how about a PDF, for instance? So I'll go to my computer and I'll drag in a PDF file, so that people can download a document and they can read a little bit more. And again, uploads in just a couple of seconds. So we've added video, PDF. Now, how about some text like I was mentioning here? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click Add Text. And then what I'm going to do, instead of spending a lot of time typing up demo text for you, I know that sounds very exciting. I'm going to copy and paste some lorem ipsum just to save us time. So let me first start by, showing you how easy this is to edit. Now, back in the day, if you wanted to edit text on the internet, you would need to use HTML, ooh, very spooky HTML. With Teachable, that's not the case. If I want to make something bold, for instance, I select it and I make it bold. If I want to make text italic, you select it and I hit the italic button. If I want to link something to google.com, I select it, I hit the link button, insert a link to google.com, and I'll have this open in a new tab because I just like it that way. So I hit save. And you'll notice as I've done this that we now have, we've got a video block, we've got a PDF block, we have a text block. That's what we call these things. We call them blocks. And I can drag and I can drop and I can rearrange these and put them into any order that I want. So it's super, super easy for you to change things around. Like I can put the PDF on top, I can put the video on the bottom. I can also add a variety of effects. So for instance, let me just give the page a quick refresh. So for instance, on the videos, there's a variety of options when it comes to the videos. So I can update the thumbnails, for instance, or I could set this up so that, the video is downloadable versus not downloadable. So however you want to set this up, Teachable should be able to handle it. For some reason, my Wi-Fi is loading a little bit slowly. So I'm just going to move on to the next lecture here. Oh, very good. All right, cool. So I'm going to hop back to Gizmotron's guide here. And I'm just going to start adding some more content. So like I said, I've added a lecture here. Oh, there we go. So this is how we can update the thumbnail. We can make things downloadable or not downloadable. We can even add captions and subtitles. But I want to try out a bit more different types of content. So in my next lecture, I'm going to call this Lecture 2, Gambling and You. So what I'm going to do on this one, I'm going to add some discussion and comments, and I'm going to add a quiz. So back in the day, if you wanted to add discussions and comments onto an online school, it would take hours of work and a lot of third-party integrations. With Teachable, I just click Turn on Comments, and with literally one click, I've been able to add comments to my site. So now I want to add like a quiz or an assessment. So I just click Add Quiz, and then I can very, very easily add multiple choice, multiple answer, or true-false questions to a quiz. If you want to do surveys or long answers or get essays, stuff like that, we integrate with a lot of embeddable platforms to do that, like Typeform, SurveyMonkey, etc. So I'm going to say this quiz will be graded, and let me do something simple here. So who is presenting? Correct answer is Katie and Cam. Incorrect answer is the Night King, and another incorrect answer is the White Walkers. Fantastic. So that's a good example of a multiple choice question. Now, let me do a multiple answer question. So which of these characters are still alive? So one of the correct answers would be Jon Snow. One of the incorrect answers would be Khal Drogo. And another correct answer would be Jaime Lannister. So you can have questions with multiple correct answers that the user needs to select as well. So I've added my quiz, I've added my comments and discussions, and this is actually looking pretty good. So I'm going to publish this and I'm going to move on. Now, something very important here, when I look at my curriculum, I'm like, okay, I've added 2 different lectures and we're making real progress, but what if this isn't fast enough for me? Like, what if I have a lot of video content that's already on my computer and I want to get it uploaded into Teachable quickly? So I'm just going to click the bulk upload button. And then from my computer, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go into a folder that I have with 7 different videos. And I'm just going to drag in these files. And when I click upload here, what it'll do is it'll automatically import all of these files, analyze them, process them. Then it'll create a brand new video lecture for every single file I just uploaded. So in about 10 seconds, I was just able to create an okay lecture, a really fantastic lecture, a fantastic lecture, my super duper lecture, my personal favorite lecture, an incredible lecture, and the best lecture ever. So I'm going to publish these. And before I move on, I want to show you, just like you can drag and drop and rearrange the content inside the lectures, you can drag and you can drop and rearrange the lectures themselves. So let me show you what I mean. So I can take an okay lecture and I can move this up to the top, or I can take a super duper lecture and I can slide this down to the bottom. However you want to do this, it's up to you. Now, I want to make my first 2 lectures a free preview, so I'll just click the eyeball icon. And I'm all set building my content for now. So it's time to get to the fun part, which is adding a price. Now, people ask me all the time on Teachable, like, Cameron, how do I price my course? Like, what price should I make my course? And I think that people want me to say like a magic number, Katie, like, set your course price to $147 and you'll be an instant millionaire. But no such thing as a magic number. However, there's 2 things you can do to boost your sales a lot, and I'm going to show you what those are. Now, the first of these techniques is to give your users ways to pay you more. So let me demonstrate this. I'm going to start off by just adding a basic price. So this is going to be the intro price for my course. It's going to be $299. You can change it to any currency, but I'm going to stick to dollars for now. Now, I'm just going to change the name of this to be the basic edition. And I'm going to say that this includes only the course. Now, again, my first tip was give your users ways to pay you more. So I'm going to make a new plan, also a one-time purchase. Again, I'm going to do this in dollars, and I'll do $899. I'm going to say the VIP edition, and I'm going to say this includes the course plus some one-on-one private training. So So I click add pricing, and instantly a lot of my users, often up to 10%, they're going to pay me almost 3 times as much. In fact, just about 3 times as much, just to get this extra one-on-one time. So give your users ways to pay you more. And the next thing was, again, give your users multiple ways to pay you. So $300, that's still a lot up front. So I'm going to offer users a payment plan. Then instead of paying me $300 up front, they can pay me $119 a month for 3 monthly payments. So I'm going to call this installment plan. And I'm going to say, select this option to pay over time. So there we go. In about 5 seconds, or less than that, I was able to add an installment plan. And in total, I was on this page for about a minute. But in that time, I was able to add a basic edition, a VIP edition, and an installment plan. They're all set up and ready to go. And by the way, you can go and buy this course right now. It is literally that simple. As soon as you add a price, someone can go buy it. So before I move on, I want to show you a few important, cool little features. So first, I'm just going to add a thumbnail to my course. This is an image that will represent this all around the site. So I want to add an image here. Now I want to add maybe a promo video to my course. This is something that users can watch before they buy it. So I'll go to my computer and I'll put in like a little test video here as my promo video. So I'll upload that, and we've added a promo video. But here's something new and kind of exciting. We just recently added a lot of compliance settings. So for instance, if I am training employees or I'm doing accredited training or I want users to go through this in order, then I can check these boxes to first make users go through the course in order so they can't just bounce around. Next, I check this box to make it so that they have to watch all of the videos in order to keep on going. And then third, I'm going to set some quiz settings. So I want to set a minimum passing grade of 50%, and I'm going to give users 2 retakes if they mess up. So in just 5 seconds, I've added all of these compliance features, and everything is already working. It's all set. It's literally that easy. So now that we've added this course, I wanted to quickly show you a few important things here. So when you create a course, you automatically get a sales page, a checkout page, and a thank you page. You don't need to buy other software to handle sales pages, checkout pages, or upsells and thank yous. So for instance, the checkout page is a beautiful, customizable, single page checkout where you can add trust badges, testimonials, and bullet points right here. We have our own shopping cart built in. There's no need to pay for another cart or another shopping thing. It's already included right in Teachable. But not only is our checkout page there and visible and customizable, we can also customize our thank you page, including upsells. So this is available in our professional plan. You can upsell people. Now, that means when somebody buys your $100 course, you can give them a message right after they buy the course saying, hey, thank you so much for buying this $100 course. I'd like to offer you right now, because you did this, a special discount on my $50 a month membership. So you can just click right here to sign up. And then with one click, they're able to get started. And Austin, with a payment plan, if their payment stops working, we lock them out. So on top of the checkout page and the thank you page, you can also build your sales pages on Teachable. So somebody asked earlier if you need ClickFunnels. You do not. You can build sales pages for your course right here on Teachable. And the good news is, as you add content to your course, we automatically build the sales page for you. So for instance, as you title the course, we create the header. When you add your author info, we put in the author bio. When you add content, we put in the curriculum. And everything on this page, just like everything else on the site, is a block. So I can drag and drop and rearrange and move things around as much as you'd like. And all I need to do is customize this. So let me add a nice little background image to our header, for instance. So I'll do the beach because who hasn't wanted to gamble on the beach before? And just to show you a little bit that we think about the little things, you see how this white text is a little bit hard to read? I can just drag the slider and make the image darker so the text is easier to read. Again, we think about the little things, the things that annoy you in other platforms. So now I'm going to write up a little course description. And to do this, just to save time, I'm going to copy in again our demo text. So I'll paste in some demo text. And in the description, I do recommend adding an image. It tends to break it up a little bit and make it a little bit easier for people to go through. So I'm going to go and I'm going to use another one of our royalty-free stock images. This is where it's coming from, by the way. When I click on custom source here, anywhere you add an image on Teachable, you can use one of our beautiful royalty-free stock images. They're entirely yours to use for commercial and non-commercial purposes alike. So I'll use this picture of tools maybe. And then finally at the bottom, I'll put in a little bit more text again and I'll hit save and I'm almost done here. One of the last things I want to do, I want to tell the user a little bit about me. So I'm going to fill out my author bio a little bit. I'll add a picture of me from my computer. I actually don't think I have a picture of me on this computer. So instead I'll use a picture of Katie. Katie looking great. So I've added this picture of Katie and I want to tell the world about me. So I'll just copy and paste a little bit more demo text. And there we go. I've told the world a little bit more about me. And now finally that I've added this author bio, the last thing that I want to do, I want to show you how easy this is to edit. So for instance, if I want to add a block towards the bottom, I just click Insert New Block. The block that I'm going to add is a testimonial block from someone who can attest to how good I am. And we even pre-write the testimonial here. So this is an excellent course, definitely worth checking out. So I'm going to say that this was a testimonial from Encore, the CEO of Teachable. So I'll put in a picture of Encore here. Beautiful, looking fantastic. And I'll change the name on this to be Encore Nagpal. There you go. So I'm going to hit save. And believe it or not, we have just built a beautiful sales page, just like the ones we were looking at before. And at the end, I'll show you a little bit of a comparison so you can see how they stack up. And the last thing I want to show you when you're building your course is you can set up your certificates. So for instance, let me click Create New Certificate. I'm going to use one of our built-in templates. Even though you can design your own, I'm going to use a built-in template. And they're clean, professional, simple templates. They're meant to be easy to understand, easy to use. They all have a unique serial number on them. They're fantastic. So I'm going to add a logo here for this certificate. So I'll drag in a logo from my computer. And I'm going to want to put a signature on here, but I don't have a signature on my computer. So I'm going to stick to my default and just use a picture of Katie's face. So I'm just going to click Open, click Upload, and there we go. I've added a certificate. So I'm going to finish this and activate this. And now when somebody signs up for the course and they finish it, they're going to get this certificate automatically. So we just built a course. We just built an entire course in front of your eyes, and we're almost ready to finish this up. So we've created a course. Now it's time for us to customize the look and the feel. So let me start by adding a logo, for instance. I don't need to custom design anything or upload it using FTP. I just go to my computer, I drag in a logo file, and I've added a logo. I want to change the font. Now I could, like back in the day, I would need to use custom coding for this. But for me, I'm just going to click Railway. I'm going to hit save, and now I've changed the font. Now I could also change the colors by manually picking or entering in hex codes or using one of our color schemes. But I'm going to use one of our color schemes to start. I just think it looks really, really nice. And finally, I just want to make a quick change on the back end. The first page I want people to see is the sales page for the course I just built. So I'm just going to add this in by changing the home page of my site to the sales page for my course. So the home page is going to be Gizmotron's Guide to Actually Beating the House. And there we go. I've now set that as the home page for my site. So I've created a course. I've customized the look and feel. And now I'm going to set up my domain name. And Gizmotron, yes, you can give people free access. Barry, yep, this is all done via coupons. It's trivial to set up. Now, finally, I'm going to set up my domain name. So with Teachable, by default, you get a Teachable domain, which looks like something.teachable.com. And then once you're on a paid plan like our professional plan, then you can have a custom domain like myacademy.com or courses.mywebsite.com. As an example here, the Card Magic site, their Teachable site is at courses.52cards.com. So they put this on part of their main site. For me, though, I'm going to get started with the Teachable domain. I'm going to click Confirm, and we're all set here. So believe it or not, we're just about done. We've created a course, customized look and feel, set up our domain name. Now it's time for us to launch our school. Boom, rocket ship animation. Now let's get to work. And all right. Oh, win a $20 Amazon gift card. I didn't know we were doing surveys with Amazon gift cards. That's pretty cool. You guys should win. Now let's take a look at the course that we just built so I can show you what we just spent this time on. So first, let me show you the beautiful sales page. So remember the sales pages we were looking at earlier? You know, they looked like they took hours to build. They looked really nice. They had all this nice content and they, were super in depth. Well, we just built one ourselves in less than 20 minutes. So welcome to Gizmotron's Guide to Beating the House. The only way to win at gambling without being kicked out of a casino. I can watch my little promo video here to, learn a little bit more. Then I can continue with the rich description filled with images and text. I've got my instructor bio, all about me. I have my class curriculum, including those free previews. a testimonial from Encore, and then the multiple prices, the basic, VIP, or installment plan. Now, this is my favorite part, my mind-blowing part. People are like, okay, this looks great, but when my users go to this on a phone, are they going to have to go to mobile.mywebsite.com? No, Teachable's pages work beautifully on mobile devices without any customization. So as soon as I go to this on an iPhone, for instance, it automatically reformats for my device. So everything switches to vertical, things get smaller, they get easier to read on a phone. So it's a responsive design. It works. And it's not like Yelp where they need to go to, mobile.thewebsite.com or whatever. It all just works. And it's the same thing for the inside of the course. So when I'm looking at the course right now, I can hop right into it. I can, look at the webinar, the video content. I can take a look at the PDF. I can do all this stuff. I can look at the text. It's very interesting. You'll notice that the continue button hasn't shown up yet because I haven't finished watching the video. And I put that setting on earlier to only let me go forward once I've actually watched all of the video content. But I'm an administrator, so I can actually hop in and I can view the other parts. So I can see the quiz, like who's presenting. It's Katie and Cam. All right, in which these characters are still alive. All right, I got that correct. Great, perfect. I did a good job. And I can leave a comment saying like, this course sucks, something like that. And I'll post a comment. And everything on here, by the way, is going to work perfectly on mobile as well. So when I'm looking at this on a mobile device, everything works. It's easy to use. It's simple. It all just comes together in a nice way. So everyone, we just spent a lot of time talking about Teachable, showing you Teachable, helping you learn a little bit more about Teachable. But now I want to talk about something even more important than Teachable. I want to talk about the most important person in the room here. I would like to talk about you, okay? But first, give yourselves a pat on the back because you've done it. You have been through the demo and you've learned a lot. Now, we're gonna have our live Q&A soon, but I wanna talk about you here. And to start, I wanna ask, what has your biggest takeaway been so far? Let us know in the chat. Often the biggest takeaway people have is, oh, I didn't know this was easy, or I didn't know I could have certificates, or I didn't know I could do compliant training, or I didn't know that I could charge multiple ways, or do VIP pricing, or do a membership. So let me know what your biggest takeaway has been so far. Just let me know that in the chat. And Katie, are you seeing any cool takeaways coming in here? Are people being like, yes, I learned a lot. I learned more about this, or this was surprising to me, or whatever?
We do. We've got Faye saying seems easy to use. Leslie, easy blocks. Tara, also easy to use. Incredibly impressed about how quick everything is, says Steph. Raphael, also the ease of setup. Very user-friendly. We've also got loving the options to preview. Tina says, I can't believe how easy it is. It all looks incredible. Thank you. We've got Sergio says the compliance. Catalina says, looks so professional and easy to use. So it's a good mix of takeaways here. Thank you, guys. Amazing,
guys. Thank you so much for sharing. Now, even despite all of your takeaways, like no matter what your takeaway is here, I want one takeaway to be that you can do this. Just like this guy who's jumping off a cliff for some reason, you can take a leap and you can succeed. Now, we've covered a lot here though, but who feels a little bit like this? Who feels like they just want to curl up for a little bit and be like, what does this all mean? It's okay. You can let me know in the chat, but the thing is at Teachable, we have all the data behind all of the course launches. So we, again, tens of millions of students making and instructors making more than $200 million. We have a lot of data. And from this data, we found that when you're creating a course, there's really two paths that you can take. And the important thing to know is that both of these paths can work, okay? That both of these paths can work. Now, the first path, this is the one that people had to take back in the day. Go on this journey yourself. Take the learnings from our summit and our webinars, read our blog, take action on your own. This will take longer. It's a lot more work. You have trial and error, and it typically costs more money. But I know that you can do this. I think that if you have the time and the will, you can do this. And I think that people on this webinar, they have the time and they have the will. But some of you might not. And that's why I wanted to tell you about the second path. The second path is to follow a proven path from folks who have done this before and get extra help. Now, this is faster and more likely to work because there's accountability and because you're following best practices, not just doing trial and error. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to offer that more hands-on, that second path for people who are interested. And you're going to get this today when you sign up. Now, what we found is that there's two things you need. You need the tech and the tools, the little image on the right. Teachable has that hands down. The software is great. But then the second part is harder, that proven plan to follow from people who have done this before. And to help you with that second part, to help you with that proven plan, we've created a special Teachable offer for today. And if you don't need to hear anything more and you're ready to sign up, you can just click the button right above the video to sign up for our plans. They're $99 a month or $29 a month, or $39 a month. I'll tell you more about them now. Now, most folks sign up for our professional plan. So when you sign up today, you automatically get this. This is by far our most popular plan, probably because it has most of the features of our top end $500 plan at 20% of the price. So everything included: unlimited courses and students, a custom domain, learner progress tracking, e-commerce, email marketing, or integrate with your email service provider. You can have multiple instructors that we can split payment between, drip content, instant payments, no transaction fees, course compliance, live chat support, certificates. The Pro plan really has it all. It's the same plan used by all these folks, people who make 6 or 7 figures with online courses. And the nice thing is that Teachable charges you the same regardless of how much money you make. Unlike other systems out there that actually penalize you for your success, Teachable will not. So all the people making 6 and 7 figures here, they still pay us that same $99 a month. Oh, and if someone asks in the chat, hey, on the website it says $79 a month. Yep, you're right. That's if you pay annually. So just to head off those questions. Now, once you have the tools and the tech to create your course, you need a proven step-by-step plan to actually create and launch it. And that's where Teachable U comes in. So our Teachable U program gives you everything you need to actually get started selling online courses. It's an online training program built by Teachable with partners involved that's designed to take you all the way from choosing the right topic to launching a course and making legitimate revenue in 90 days or less. Now, if you want to create a course, this is the fastest and most reliable way to get it done. I saw somebody in our Facebook group earlier said that they had no regrets about paying for the Pro plan for 9 months and not launching yet because they found the training that valuable. So here's what the training actually is. It's Teachable U. This is what we call it. It consists of 4 premium trainings that cover the 4 major phases of online course creation. Now, the first training is about choosing your course topic. So how to get from using our framework, how to actually pick the topic for you. We're going to give you case studies of many course topics that businesses have actually built around, give you all our techniques that we use to validate a good idea, and walk you through our course naming technique that you can use to actually give your course the right name. Now, with this training, you'll know that you have the right course topic for your audience and you'll be ready to sell it to them. Now, the next part of the training is about building your audience. So again, this is why people will sign up and pay for Teachable even if they aren't launching for months. So John from our team teaches this training, which is all about growing your audience with a course. So if you're watching this saying like, hey, I only have 5 people on my email list, or I have 0 people on my email list, how do I actually grow an audience? This is about how to do that. So it walks you through using a mini course strategy that we use to build 500 plus email subscribers in courses in days. We walk you through other things like email courses and 18 other types of content, lead magnets, and demos that you can use to get thousands of people to give you their email address. Now, after this training, you will be able to create an audience of fans who are ready and excited to actually buy your paid content. Now, the third training is about creating your course. So we covered all the nuts and bolts here about, how to use Teachable itself, but this course goes into way more detail about creating the content for your course. So it tells you how to outline your curriculum, gives you multiple types of course formats you can use, explaining the benefits and drawbacks of each. We give you a list of equipment to buy in our budget-friendly home studio setup, and we walk you through time management so you can get this started in just a few hours a day. And after this training, you will have been able to create a professional and truly high-impact course that you will be proud of and your students will love. And with this plus what you learned today, you'll be able to manage it easily on Teachable. And our final training, and this is the biggest one of all, it's about launching your course. So now when you have an audience, when you have your product, when you're ready to launch, this training walks you through all the different types of course launches. We set you up with our magic formula for choosing revenue goals. It tells you how to pitch your audience without being salesy. We go over pricing best practices, how to create copy for your sales page, setting up your checkout, giving you an email launch plan, and way more than that. Now, after going through all of these lessons and taking action, you will have been able to launch your first course, enroll your first real students, and generate real revenue. Now, Throughout the 4 core trainings, you're also getting access to all of our resources. So our checklists, templates, email scripts, course launch calendars. We sell these things for like $56 or more, but we're including them for free. And you go through this all at your own pace. So even if you're very busy, this will fit into your schedule. But it's not just that. Once you have gone through the 4 core trainings, you're also going to get the monthly live stream workshops. So once you've gone through the 4 core trainings, every month we bring in a partner to do an exciting live stream workshop inside Teachable U on an expert level topic. Something like Facebook ads, how to increase the quality of your video, how to craft a beautiful offer for your course, and even more than that. Now, plus an additional bonus for everybody who signs up on the webinar today. So if you're watching this on the replay, and yes, there will be a replay. If you're watching this on the replay, I apologize, but you are not eligible for this. You're going to get the replays from our last Course Creation Summit. So our summits are incredible events where we get together with some of the brightest minds in the industry and have incredible workshops with them. And these recordings are typically only available to people who join us during one of those workshops. But as part of this offer today, we've given you special permission to keep access to these, even if you just upgrade on this webinar. But you have to upgrade live to get this. This includes workshops from Mariah Cause, Alana K. Valyud, Jess Couture, Michelle Schroeder-Gardner, Lauren Malian, and Regina Inajanu, and more. You're gonna get all of those, 6 more workshops in total, and we value this at $500. So when you sign up today for our monthly pro plan, it's just $99. You get the Teachable U core curriculum with 4 core trainings. You get our course creation templates, resources, cheat sheets, and checklists. And you get, like I said, those monthly live stream trainings from partners as well. So these are some super valuable bonuses. You might see they're worth $1,000 on their own. And if you were to get them and Teachable for $1,000, this would be a great investment. But when you upgrade instead to our pro plan, which is $99 a month, we're going to give you all of this and all the bonuses as a gift. Now, I should note we do have one other plan available. It's called the basic plan. As you can imagine, it is kind of basic, so it's only right for folks in a few circumstances. So it includes features, you can still integrate with third parties, and you can still use a custom domain. But there's things like a whopping 5% transaction fee on top of credit card fees with the basic plan, and you might have to wait for your money. So it really is meant for folks just dipping their toe in the water. The pro plan is our most popular plan, and it's right for most people. So if this sounds like a good decision for you and your business, just click the button up above to buy the bundle now. But there's a few things actually that I want to go over quickly. The first, actually, thank you. I wanted to start off by thanking a few people who have already upgraded. So thank you to those who have already gone through that. But I do know that there are people here probably on the fence. I just wanted to tell you about our money back guarantee. So you have 30 days, go through everything, set up your school, download all your bonuses. And if by the end of 30 days you decide it's not right for you, let us know and we're going to give you a full refund, no questions asked. It's literally that simple. It's not like trying to cancel your cable where you call and you're like, hey, I'd like to cancel. And the voice on the other end says, I'm sorry, sir. If you want to cancel, you have to call back on alternate Thursdays between 1:30 and 1:32 p.m. Goodbye. No, you just shoot us an email and we cancel your plan and give you a refund. This is our way of making it 100% risk-free so that everyone can create your courses. So the last thing I have to say is that there is an additional bonus. It's super, super special. This is for only folks on the pro plan. This is 8 weeks of our live group coaching calls. So I do these every week, every Friday. It's an incredibly fun time. Basically what this is I get together in a small group over Zoom with between 5 and 15 course creators, and we chat about your goals, your needs. We give each other advice. We help each other out of jams, and we share success stories and wins. It's an incredible mastermind resource that we usually charge money for, but you get access to 8 weeks of these for free. So here's a total. When you sign up today for just $99 a month, you get Teachable U, the core curriculum. You get the course creation templates, email scripts, cheat sheets, and checklists, live partner webinars, our 2018 Summit replays, and 8 weeks of live group coaching with the Teachable team. Now, some testimonials for you here. Abby Lynn Ashley, she says, I had created online courses before, but without much success. Now, this time I decided to host my course on Teachable. I just launched and made $41,000 in sales. It's still a little crazy to me. I cannot express how happy I've been with Teachable. And Julia says, this week with the payment plans rolling in, I finally hit the 5-figure mark with my first course launch. Now, something important here. She made over $10,000. Look at the number of students in her course. 21 students. If you price your content right, All you need is like 20 people in order to have a 5-figure launch. Absolutely incredible. So if this sounds good to you, just buy the bundle now to get started. Now, after you upgrade, first of all, if you already have an account with us, you click the button up above. If you don't have an account yet, you still click the button up above. Even though it says upgrade, if you don't have an account yet, you still click it. So after you upgrade, you're gonna get an email with all the details, and you'll get immediate access to the bundle. Now, why is this offer so great? You know, if these courses were worth $1,000, why don't we just sell them for $1,000? Like, shouldn't we be making money that way? Well, here's the thing. We're a software company. This means that we succeed when you succeed. If you aren't successful, you're not going to pay us. You're not going to refer your friends and business partners to us. You're not going to do anything to make us more successful. So instead of selling this content, we give it away to people on our paid plans because we realize it makes you more successful. And when you're more successful, we are too. Now, if you need help, our customer support team is standing by. They're based right here in the United States. We've got an office in North Carolina, an office in New York, and we have live chat support 7 days a week for everyone on the Pro plan. Now, Angela, we sent her a gift after she hit her 10,000th student. She says, I'm thankful for the awesome power of the internet, for a passion I get to share with my students, and for a platform that lets me do it my way. I want to feature you in our next testimonial here. So if you want to get started, if you think now could be the right time, if you're on the fence and you are, worried about this, remember our money back guarantee, but we are here to help you. Now our live Q&A is starting now. So our main request, if you have upgraded, let us know in the chat so we can personally welcome you and expedite your bonuses. But thank you to everyone. Now let's get our live Q&A started. And all right, let's stop sharing the screen. And we are back, everyone. We are back. Hello, hello, hello. So ask us your questions right now. We want to make sure you're getting started with confidence. And thank you so far to everyone who has upgraded. So virtual high five and real high five to all the upgraders so far.
Apologies to those if I've missed any questions. Make sure you do repost them because I know there are a few people or a few questions that I didn't get round to, so apologies if I missed them. A few people saying that they've upgraded. Someone asked, can I pay for the Pro membership using PayPal? So unfortunately, if you're paying for a Teachable subscription, you can't use PayPal. We accept credit or debit card, but when you offer your students an opportunity to purchase your courses, you can offer them via credit, debit, or PayPal as well.
One important thing to mention is that, so Teachable, our billing systems for school plans, like what you pay us, doesn't work with PayPal. But if you have a PayPal debit card or a PayPal credit card, that will work with Teachable. And again, students, they can pay with PayPal. Robbie's about to upgrade, etc. So Lisa says, can you track your student uptake and their progress? Yes, Lisa, we have deep analytics built in, including leaderboards. So for every course, there's a leaderboard where you click on it and you see all the students in the course sorted by what percentage of the course they've completed. So it's a great way to get an at-a-glance view. And then if you click into an individual student, you can see more detailed info, including how much of every single video they've watched. Rich has a good question. He says, can you provide a payment plan privately? So Rich, you absolutely can. You can delete payments as you need. So you could create a new payment for the course, send it to the student, and then once they pay, you could delete it. If anyone unwanted signs up with that payment plan, you can just refund their money and unenroll them. It's dead simple.
It says, is there a limit to this video size? So the maximum video size or any media file size is 2 gigabytes per file, but there's no limit to the amount of content or multimedia files that you can add. So if it's over 2 gigabytes, you could break it down. You can also compress it, there's a handy tool called Handbrake, which you can use to compress it. Yeah. But generally speaking, that file size limit is large enough for most. But do let me know if you have any other questions on that. All upgraded. What if
Robbie, good job. Virtual high five and real high five.
Tiffany was saying, if I needed 7 instructors, but I can't afford the business plan.
I'd say call to our support team. We have in case by case exceptions. Like if you just need 1 or 2 more authors, we might be able to boost that limit for you on the Pro plan. But if you need to go like significantly above that 5 admin limit on the Pro plan, we do ask you to make the investment in the business plan. If you have that many administrators on your school, then we count you as a real business for what you would pay for the business plan.
Like says, is there a monthly cost per school? That's correct. So it is a subscription plan, but don't forget there is no limit to the amount of students, courses, pricing options that you can offer. So as long as your courses match your brand, make sure you can put it into that school. There's no limit.
Mike, the way that I like to think about this is, do they have to be separately branded on separate domains? So for instance, if you teach, hang gliding and you also teach astrology and they have to be super separately branded, you would need 2 schools. But if it's all stuff that could go under courses.mikeswebsite.com, for instance, if it can be branded for you, then it can all live under 1 school. So thank you to Leslie for who's upgrading. Thank you, Leslie. Leslie, there's no minimum on that. So Lisa, does 99 monthly deal tie me in? Lisa, nope, it does not tie you in. If you want to be tied in, switch the annual plan. It's a lot cheaper. It's $79 a month, paid up front for the year. Same 30-day money-back guarantee. So good question from, I think this was Jesus. He says, can we add music for the course? Like if I have a copyrighted music, can I put it in my course for educational purposes? So Jesus, some very, Tiffany says, I swear I didn't think you guys were live. Hey, we are live.
I mean, that was really funny, Tiffany.
Jesus says, here's the thing, Jesus. Very important. I am not a lawyer. She's not a lawyer. None of us in this room are lawyers. I am not licensed to practice law in any state in the union or in any other country for that matter. And this is not official legal advice given by me or by Teachable. I'm not a lawyer. I can't really give legal advice, but I used to be a photographer in a past life. I know a decent amount about copyright, so I can give you my educated person's advice. This is not official legal advice. It's just educated person's advice. In the United States, can't speak about other countries, but in the United States, it falls within the boundaries of fair use to take brief extracts from copyrighted works and use them for educational materials. So for instance, if I am writing, if I'm in an English course, my professor can, copy a couple of pages from The Lord of the Rings in order to demonstrate some writing style that J.R.R. Tolkien used. Or if I'm in a film class, you can show a couple of minutes of, a movie without, having to go through exemptions to demonstrate some sort of thing. Now, with that said, there is literally nothing stopping the copyright holder from suing you. Fair use is a defense, but they can still sue you. So if you upload a lot of Harry Potter clips, even if they might technically fall under fair use, you might still get a nice letter in the mail from Warner Brothers asking you to stop using those. So I would in general try to use as little copyrighted content as possible. In general, try and reach out to people to get their permission. Things do fall under fair use, but there's no guarantees that people are going to respect that. All right.
Gino, you asked about only PayPal. Let us know what you mean by that, because I can't tell if you're asking on behalf of yourself, if you're paying for a Teachable subscription, or if you mean on your student side.
Rima, on our roadmap right now, I don't think we have any plans to significantly expand our quiz function, but we've made some big improvements to it in the past.
I would recommend using the embedding feature, so you could embed something like a type form or a Google form as well to get more of a long form style question and answer.
Megan says, can you use Teachable with your own website? Megan, absolutely. Now, the most common way of doing that is with what we call a subdomain. So I'm going to show an example here. So this is the website of a blogger named Pat Flynn. His website is smartpassiveincome.com. When you go to his courses, they live at courses.smartpassiveincome.com. So we use this subdomain in order to set it up. So it's still on his main domain, smartpassiveincome.com, but it's at courses. I hope that makes sense. And back to us. So a good question from Debbie. She says, how do I select the pay for an annual plan option? So Debbie, if you want to pay for an annual plan, you actually first upgrade to a monthly plan and then switch. So after you go through the whole upgrade process, so let me actually just share my screen again. So I'm watching the webinar right now and I'm ready to get started. So I click upgrade to pro, I click log in and I log into my school and I do the upgrade. And then once I upgrade, I am going to be in my school. So you'll see this plan page here. So if you get that by clicking the settings gear, then plan. So all you need to do, right now, for instance, this school is on the professional monthly plan. Just click on annual plans here, click switch to annual, and you can switch right there. So just go to the plan area of your page, click from monthly to annual, and then click switch to annual, and you'll be saving money instantly.
Nate says, how do you know if you get all the extras when you upgrade? So you'll automatically receive an email. Please check your promotions and spam tab, but you should receive it pretty instantly. Any problems, let us know. Even if we're not here within the webinar, we have a full support team to make sure you get access or gain access to all of those extras for you now. So don't worry, even if the webinar ends, you will still get your bonuses.
Robbie says UK versus US date formats. Robbie, I'm kind of curious to know, as far as I know, as a student, I don't really see dates on the Teachable site. Like there's nowhere where as a student, I'm like, I see like dates. Even for drip content, we say like the content will be released in X days. So let me know, let me know if I'm missing something here.
Gustavo says, can I do a free trial for my students? Absolutely. Yep. You can also offer free previews so that they can get a snippet prior to enrolling or paying for the course. There's a few different ways you can do that, but yes, that is possible.
Sean says, can you see a student's progress with the course? Yes, totally easy to do. Yuri says, does it matter if I'm in Mexico and the courses are sold for people in France or Canada with adjustments to be made for sales in different countries and currencies? So Yuri, you can set up your course, set up a price, like let's say $99. Anyone from any country can buy it. It doesn't matter if they're from the US, they can buy it in dollars. You can set the price in pesos, they can buy it in pesos. Set the price to whatever you want and anyone from anywhere in the world can buy it. Now, are there some specifics you should be aware about as far as like international taxes or something? I don't know. I am not an international tax accountant. If you live in one country and you anticipate that you're going to be selling a lot to people who live in another country, might be worth talking to an accountant to say, is there anything I should be aware of here? But no, there's nothing on Teachable stopping you from selling a course to people from all over the world, regardless of where you live.
Leslie, it is kombucha. We had a few people asking if it's beer or kombucha. But
I would not have people recognize kombucha? Well, I don't typically put ice in my beer. The ice is mostly melted, but you can still hear the clinkling a little bit. Iced beer sounds kind of gross. Mike is upgraded. Mike, great to have you. Virtual high five, real high five. Sunny says, how can I add a forum? So Sunny, typically on Teachable, the way people do a forum is they have a discussion topic in every single, like on the different pages. So if you've got 10 pages in your course, you can enable comments and discussions on any one of those pages or all of them, however much you want to do, or 5 of them. It really doesn't matter. Kombucha
Joseph
ASMR.
wants ASMR.
Hello, Joseph.
Oh, God. I find it creepy.
I hope this is ASMR. No. Okay, sorry about that.
Do we need to enter a coupon code? So you don't need a coupon code. You just need to select the button above, and we can track it automatically. Angela.
Ingrid, do people in the Faroe Islands not have debit cards? As long as they have a debit card or
debit,
like a
credit,
bank,
PayPal.
then they can pay. And we can pay you out every month if that's the case.
You can enroll students manually as well.
Okay, so Michael says, do you have people who can answer specific questions related to my course in my field? Michael, shoot an email to our support team and our team will be happy to get back to you. But you can also ask your questions here. I work directly with a lot of enterprise clients who are in the fitness and healthcare field, so I might be able to answer. Willow, yes, you can have as many ways of accessing the course that you want. So you can have plenty of people who pay for the course while at the same time having people in the course for free. There's nothing restricting. Julian says, where can I see the benefits I purchased and I didn't get anything? So Julian, you should get an email within a couple of minutes. If you haven't got an email in like an hour, reach out to our support team. But once you've upgraded your school, you can access your Teachable U bonuses right inside your school. Let me show you how. So I'm here in my upgraded school. And when you're logged in as an admin, you'll see on the icons, there's an icon down here that looks like a school building. It's called the Teachable U icon. So I click on Teachable U. And then from here, I can access my Teachable U training immediately. So I just click on choose your course topic and I can hop right in. It's really that simple. Okay. Sean says, is there a way to keep track of all students who've earned a certificate? Sean, I believe that there is a filter to show, like when you're looking at the students, I believe there's a filter to show who's got a certificate. But if you have your certificate set to go manually, automatically, it'll be everyone who's completed 100% of the course. So that makes it easy.
Christopher says, do you have solutions for people with disabilities to access the courses? So you are able to add captions to videos or subtitles to videos. You can also have audio clips added. I'm just trying to think what other accessibility.
Sorry, I just made a gross face, by the way. I was picking up a piece of what I thought was garbage on the table. Looks like someone in this room before left a piece of gum just sitting here. And that was a little bit gross. Yeah. We're going to have to crack down on some of our coworkers here, Katie, leaving this place a mess.
Yeah. Christopher, let me know if that answers your question. I'm not sure I did. How do I get paid if I'm not in the US? So you'd be paid out via PayPal.
Or actually, Parker, where are you located? Because things can be a little bit different depending on whether you can create a Stripe account. If you can create a Stripe account, then on the Pro plan, you can link your Stripe account and you can get paid instantly.
Jay, yes, you will get access immediately after upgrading. It should take maybe a minute or two to get the email, but you will gain access immediately. after.
Tiffany says, I want to have an unlimited annual pass subscription, but I can't get clear information how to set this up. So Tiffany, you set this up using our bundle function. So let me go to my own demo school and I'll share my screen and show you how to do this. Let me just log into my demo school. Give me 1 second.
Just as you do that, how many schools can be set up with the $99 per month plan? Sergio, that's one subscription, but within a school, there's no amount or no limit to the amount of courses that can be added to your school.
Yeah, so Parker, in Ghana, we would process the payments for you, and then we would send you a PayPal payment every month. So here's actually a pretty good one. So Tiffany says, how do you set up an unlimited annual pass subscription? So let me show you how I've done this on my school. So I'm here in my test school here, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to search for the course I'm using. First of all, you can see that I've got a lot of courses in here. Like I've got a bunch of courses and I want to have them all here. So I'm going to go, for instance, I think I have a course called All Access Pass or something like that. There we go, the All Access Pass. And the menu that you're looking for is inside a course. There's a menu called Bundle Contents. So I click on Bundle Contents. I can select courses to be added into the bundle here. So basically what this means is when someone enrolls in this course, they're automatically going to get access to all the courses in the bundle. So I can add all these courses, et cetera. So it's just a question of adding all your courses into a bundle with one course, and then just setting the price for what we call your parent course, the top level, just setting a subscription. And let me delete these other ones so it's not confusing. So you know what, forget deleting it. I'm just going to make a new subscription, and this will be per year, and then you just set whatever price you want, okay? So now people have to pay $54,564 to get a year to get access to the subscription. Who wants to sign up? I'm ready and waiting for people to start paying me $54,000 a year for my content. Now more questions in the chat. So Christopher Stapleton says, do I have to create a transcript for my video courses, or are transcripts created automatically? Christopher, you have to create those automatically. However, here's a little trick.
Does a great job.
Yeah, if you upload the video to YouTube, you can then download the automatic transcript that YouTube creates. Okay, so Wendy says, I accidentally set up my course in honor of my basic plan. Can I transfer the content over? Wendy, send an email to our support team, and we'll be happy to copy that over for you. Support@teachable.com.
So it says, is there a way to have affiliates to sell my courses? Absolutely. We have a native affiliate program within your school. So anyone who is enrolled as a student, you can give them access, or you can apply them to be an affiliate. And it's as easy as you selecting the revenue share that they're going to get for promoting your course on your behalf. And all they'll get is a affiliate link, and they can blast that out via their blog, whatever industry you guys are in.
And Teachable can pay them for you. That's one of the cool things.
On their behalf,
so
which
if
is
you
really
have
cool.
If you have 20 affiliates and they each earn between $100 and $500, instead of you having to pay all of them, we will pay them for you, and we'll send them tax paperwork.
Okay, how do you stay in touch with you after today? So we have a customer care team that is available. We are also, if you're interested in joining our Facebook group, you can also join there. That's a great way to see how instructors are progressing as well. I'm just going to put that in the chat. But yeah, our customer care team is available to help.
Yeah. And stay in touch on Instagram @CameronMaddis. Okay, so there's a Tiffany, yes. So with the bundle, basically the courses inside the bundle, you can make those available for a la carte purchase, or you can make them available only as part of the bundle. That's entirely your decision. So if, for instance, one of the courses in the bundle, if it has its own price, then people can buy it individually. If you don't set a price for it, then people have to buy the bundle in order to get it. Okay, so shout out to Lisa, Rima, and William for joining us. Virtual high five and real high five. Parker, no, we cannot pay you on your Visa account. If you're not located in countries you can set up a Stripe account, we will have to pay you with PayPal.
Says, can I have courses in different websites? You can complement your website with Teachable, and I've got a link that goes over that as well.
Michael, what country are you based out of? Before I answer your question, Michael asked about can we get direct deposit into bank accounts. Michael, let me know what country you're in, and I'll be able to give you an accurate answer here.
Tiffany, you guys are so dope.
Yeah, Tiffany.
Thanks, Tiffany.
Okay, Michael.
And we are live. We promised we were live from the beginning.
Very much live.
Yeah.
Michael T says USA. Michael T, good news. Yes, with our standard payment option for people in the US or Canada, when you set up your payments in Teachable, they will get automatically paid out via direct deposit to your bank. You can select daily payouts, weekly payouts, or monthly payouts. Jay says, can we integrate things like PayPal? Jay, you can turn on and off whether users can buy your courses with PayPal. I would honestly, unless you have good reasons for this, like your audience loves PayPal, I would honestly leave PayPal off. PayPal sucks. They're not fun to deal with at all. And hey, they just added this wonderful new feature where, let's say someone pays you $100, PayPal charges you a 3% fee or whatever. If you refund that payment, PayPal now no longer refunds the fee. So PayPal keeps the fee for no reason. So PayPal isn't great. We don't like working with them. It's popular for a bunch of weird reasons, probably because it's still old. It's so old that it has a lot of customers. But honestly, unless you have a good reason to use it, I wouldn't use PayPal. Okay, so good questions. Daria says, can I have courses in different websites? Daria, go right ahead, man. We are not going to tell you where you can put your course. You don't sign any exclusivity agreements with us. You can resell your course. You can give it to people for free. You don't have to sell it only through Teachable. Totally fine.
That's maybe one of the funniest messages. He says, upgraded, shut up and take my money.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And consider it taken. Consider it taken.
Really funny.
Michael says upgraded. Debbie says signed up. Super excited. Somebody asked about Teachable U, if there's industry specific training. So Michelle says, my industry is career coaches and life coaches. So Michelle, Teachable U was designed to be able to give insights that are applicable to if not everyone, then the large majority of people. So there's not as much industry specific advice in there outside the industry of creating online courses. I would actually recommend posting in our Facebook group to ask, hey, is there anyone who's a life coach or transitioning into courses? I'm curious to hear your experience. Teachable U is meant to be a grounding on universal principles. It doesn't dive deep into specific industry niches.
So it says, how do you market the course to, How marketing of your courses is done in Teachable. So there are a number of different ways that you can market your course. Because you have ownership over your content, over your students and your pricing, you are in charge of marketing your course, but we do have native features to help you. Things like having Google Analytics, SEO. We also have a native affiliate program, which we spoke about earlier, and I can go into more detail. And Teachable U has been built specifically to help people market their courses. Yeah. So the reason that we have Teachable U available to those who are subscribing to Teachable is so that our instructors become successful within Teachable. You, with all that being said, and all those marketing tools, you still own all of those content, all your students, all of the data, so that you can provide the marketing yourself.
With great power comes great responsibility. A shout out to Debbie, shout out to Laure, shout out to Beth, shout out to Michael. Thanks for joining us. A virtual high five and real high five. So Caroline has a good question. Can you let me know if I can set a start date or all courses start on payment? So Caroline, we actually rolled out this feature a couple of months ago, built exactly for you, Caroline. We were waiting for you to come to this webinar. Welcome. But in all seriousness, we have a feature that is exactly what you're looking for. So let me share my screen and show you what I mean. So I am here in, let me go back to my main test school. It's a little bit more active. So let me go to one of my courses in my test school, like lenses. And let me go into the drip settings. So in the drip, you can set things up to be released days after enrollment or on a specific date. So you can have the course start on a specific date, and then everyone will get access to that content on that date. So people can buy and they're already in the course, but they don't get access to the content until the date that you select here. So you can have people, you can have 50 people all buy during a 2-week launch period, and then at the end of it, the content would launch. Now, if you do this, I do recommend putting a page at the beginning of the course saying, hey, congrats, you're in. This is the welcome lecture. The content will unlock on April 27th or whatever. But yeah, it's easy to set up that way. And I hope that feature is right up your alley. It's a big one for us. Joseph says, yay for pre-sales. Exactly. Yay. Zena, yes, 30-day guarantee. A full refund if not what you needed.
Richard, can I hire Kate to do voiceover work for our videos? Sure. I actually have to do voice recording my voice quite frequently. I can't stand it. So as long as you can hear it, it's fine.
We can all stand it.
Re-listen to your voice. It's, awful.
I love it. All right. So Christopher says, why is the trial back period only 30 days? Because it's a good balance between 14 days or 60 days or 90 days. This is one of those things we picked a while ago and we haven't really made too much changes to. To be honest, I think one of the big reasons for it is we found that if somebody doesn't start within 30 days, they're probably not going to do anything. If a user signs up for a subscription with us and then doesn't do anything within the first 30 days, there's something like more than 10 times as likely to not do a single thing. Okay. So I think that might be why we did it originally, was we wanted to encourage people to take action within those first 30 days.
Oh, there you go, Rich. Robbie says, we're in the UK and can provide an English voiceover as well.
Okay, so Shannon says, what is the Fedora family? So Shannon noticed that the URL for our Facebook group says the Fedora family, not the Teachable Tribe. So back in the day, way back in the day, Teachable used to be called Fedora. Yes, like the hat. Our website was usefedora.com. It was really not good. So we changed the name to Teachable, and we changed the name of the group to the Teachable Tribe. But unfortunately, Facebook doesn't let you change the URL of a group without, breaking all the old links to it. Like it can't redirect or anything like that. Tiffany, it's hard for me to give you account specific feedback. It's especially because I'm not logged into your school. I can only see what a student would see or someone who hasn't bought yet. So I would just shoot a ticket over to the support team and ask, hey, I was trying to bundle, this course, and this course into this one as an all access pass. Can you tell me if this worked?
Nate says, can you embed Rise or articulate storyline content into your lectures?
Embed.
Can't.
Well, I mean, it depends what you mean by embed, because you can't just upload a storyline file to Teachable. But if you host a storyline file somewhere else and then embed it on Teachable, it might be possible, like an HTML5 interactive window. But that would be an embedded piece of content that's iframed in, and that makes it really difficult to do things like track student progress. We're not meant for storyline.
I wouldn't recommend doing it, basically. Rich, I was kidding, just comment. Thanks, Rich.
Jesus says, do we have to offer trial period in our course or money back guarantees? So Jesus, depends on the gateway that you use. Now, there's nothing stopping you from advertising, no money back. We encourage 30 days. And if you're on our gateway and we believe that there's a risk of chargeback and a student contacts us, we will give them a refund within 30 days. But here's the thing. I would strongly, strongly encourage you to have a refund policy. Let me say it like this. Jesus, when you're talking to your potential students, you're saying, I have this course. It's the most amazing course in the world. You're going to learn so much in it. I put in so much work to it. It's really incredible. I can't even tell you how great it is. Oh, no money back, by the way. If you sign up, that's it. No money back. No refunds. That's it. Now, when I buy used camera equipment on eBay, I'm okay with a take it as is, no refunds, no money back policy, because I'm taking a risk. It's a piece of maybe broken camera equipment that I'm getting at a cheap price. But when you're selling the fruits of your intellectual labor, when you're selling what you believe in and the product of all of your education and all of your insight, you really want to leave that impression. You really want to make it be like, I believe in this, but I don't believe in my content well enough to guarantee it. So typically the average refund rate we see is between 5 and 1%, and the bump in sales that you will get from offering a refund policy is much higher than that. Now, as for your other question here, how do you avoid someone going through the entire course? Jesus, if you are selling a book and you're going to a publisher and you're like, okay, we want to publish 10,000 copies of your book, would you go to the publisher and ask them, I'm very concerned, what if they read the book and then return it to the bookstore? Now, just like the publisher would give you this kind of look, they'd be like, I guess they could, but that hasn't really been shown to reduce sales. So sure, there might be some very small percentage of unscrupulous people who race through the course in 30 days and then try to get their money back. But by and large, people want to learn from your course. They're not trying to just race through it. They want to actually understand things. If you're really concerned about this, then, set up drip content so the content is released over time, over longer than 30 days. They can't get it all. But I think that honestly, this is something that sounds a little scary. It really doesn't happen all that often, if at all.
Rupu was asking, do we get the email addresses and name of the students who purchased the course? That's correct, and that is yours to own. Z was asking, what if my students have tech issues with accessing the course? So the way it's handled is we ask you to do kind of the first touch with your students. So if it's things like you need to reset their password, it's as easy as doing a one-click reset. But if there's any issues at all that you can't troubleshoot yourself, absolutely get in touch, and we can help you out there. Jesus says, thanks. It goes with building trust. Absolutely. And Joseph was remove all risk. Correct. Andrew, is the site good for short courses, a 2-hour total course time? Yes. I wouldn't like to give you a time limit or frame that you should be going for, but generally you want to get the students to the transformation as quick as possible.
There's a different way to think about this, Andrew. So think of it like this. People ask me all the time, how long should my course be? And let's say you have a 10-minute video. Let's say you're training, I don't know, soccer coaches, Katie. I know this example is relevant for you. Now, let's say that in your course you have people, you have your trainees watch a 10-minute video about like a drill that they should be running with, their students. And then at the end of the video is a call to action where you say, now plan out a lesson plan for the next 4 weeks of your coaching academy. So actually building that lesson plan might take the student like hours to do. That might take 5 or 6 hours, but they're doing it because of a 10-minute video. So is that part of the course 5 hours long, or is it 10 minutes long? This is the way to think about it. It's not how long is the content in the course. It's how impactful are the actions that you're getting people to take.
Christopher, that's a good question. Would you recommend putting a plan together, creating a course, having a small fan base, and then uploading to Teachable? Or is it better to do that together, and why? So great question. It's totally obviously up to you how you do it. The reason we've created Teachable U is so that instructors who are using our course are developing their course structured and tailored to their students' needs, and to avoid any of those bumps in the road, which we've had thousands of instructors do prior to launching that course.
Chris, I'll be upfront with you about this, and adding on to what Katie said here. Back in the day, we would get lots of people, like Katie and I have been on lots of sales calls with customers, and they're like, oh, the professional plan sounds great. I'm going to sign up as soon as I build my audience, or as soon as I have some content together. And then 6 months later, nothing, like they've never signed up. So we built this internally as a way to justify actually signing up for Teachable before you've built a substantial audience and before you have your content ready. So we did this by building training to help you do that, and training that actually works and is good. Again, in our Facebook group the other day, I was reading someone's testimonial where they said, I was on the professional plan for 9 months. That's $981 worth of professional plan. They said I was on the professional plan for 9 months before I launched, and most of that was worth it because of the training that I got from Teachable. Now, 9 months, I would recommend. I hope that you could launch a little bit sooner than that, but the training is legitimately useful. If you upgrade and you try it out for a while and you find that the training isn't useful enough for you to be worth the fee while you're building, you can just downgrade, get your money back. It really is that simple. But this is a choice that many people have made, and the ones who have decided to upgrade, the ones that I've heard from, they haven't regretted it. And the ones who have, they just got their money back.
Teachable is my top option for my company academy. For all the questions I have, support@teachable.com is the fastest way to answer. You can also do teachable.com/help, but if you're on the professional plan, you can also speak to us during live chat hours, which are, I believe, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern time. Christopher, thank you for answering those questions. Tool was asking any voiceover software tools, text-to-speech, Mac, and Windows Natural Reader. I also know of GarageBand. There's quite a few voiceover software tools as well.
Richard says, any recommendations on video recording equipment? So, Richard, my recommendation, believe it or not, is to spend money on audio before you spend money on video. I say this because I went to school for photography. I've spent a lot of time behind the cameras that cost many, many thousands of dollars, both for video and for stills. And what I've found is that investing like $200 in audio, you get incredible quality. So good. Like, these mics are more expensive than $200, but we used to have a $200 mic and it sounded amazing. These are just a little bit more useful for our purposes. But like this, on cameras, $200 doesn't get you very far. So for cameras, what I would focus on is getting a nice webcam. We've got a good one by Logitech, which costs about $100. You can buy a Blue Yeti microphone, which also costs about $100. That's a really good starter package. We have additional equipment recommendations in our studio setup guide in Teachable U. So Jay, congrats. Virtual high five for upgrading. Gotcha, man. Thank you so much. Richard says audio recording and software. So Richard, yeah, for audio, I recommend a Blue Yeti to get started. If you want to get started for free, Audacity is fantastic. I think it's cross-platform, so Audacity is really good, at least for Windows. For Mac, I know that people do like GarageBand. If you want to step up from a Blue Yeti microphone, you're looking to spend a couple $100 maybe. I would check out the Wirecutter. They do great reviews.
Christopher says iPhone Samsung with clip mic is really great. Yeah. Good to know.
And this is also a question that's great for our Facebook group. There's lots of people in there. Like, I've used a few different types of equipment in our own live videos and webinars, but people in our Facebook group there's 30,000 of them, so they've used more than I have. So Tiffany says, can we do a free trial? Tiffany, yes. The free trial can only be 30 days though. Right now we don't support shorter ones like 48 hours or 7 days. We're looking to add that capability in the future. Christopher, we are using Shure SM7B microphones. Those are hooked up to a cloud lifter, which boosts the signal. That is then hooked up to a Focusrite Scarlett 6i6, and that goes into the computer. Oh, Scott recognized it right away.
Wow, Scott, very good.
And then in case you're curious, this is what we're using to broadcast this. This is a piece of broadcast software called vMix. It's very advanced and has lots of features. It allows people to like dial into, you know, the broadcast. And then on the back end, we have our own little custom built webinar app, which sorry, it's only for people who work at Teachable. It's not really stable enough for other people, but it's a simple webinar app that just basically has an embedded YouTube video, then like this chat box that we wrote, etc. Richard said, will the Yeti Blackout be a good choice? Richard, as far as I know, the Blackout version of the Yeti is literally just a different color. So I think that the Yeti and the Yeti Blackout would both work fine. So Mauricio says, in El Salvador, Stripe doesn't work. Do you have any recommendations besides PayPal? Mauricio, unfortunately, if you can't have PayPal, then we're limited in the ways that we can pay you. I mean, we because our bank charges us a lot of money for international bank transfers. We only do international bank transfers for people on that business plan, the one that costs $500 a month. So if you're interested in that, we can absolutely talk about doing international wires for your payouts. But it's typically not the case. Christopher, can you type the model number? I'll type that in. I'll give you all the equipment that we're using. So Shure SM7B, Cloud Lifter CL1, and Scarlett 6i6. Richard says, upgraded to basic, but can I upgrade to pro later? Richard, yes, you can at any time. Any plans for webinar feature in Teachable? So Sean, you can do what we do here, which is embed a YouTube video onto a page. It's just the page won't look exactly the same. So you would put in your own chat box and stuff like that. On our end, we had to build like our own internal webinar like tool, but we didn't build it to be able to be used by other people, which in retrospect was a little bit of a mistake because I get questions all the time about like, what is this webinar app you're using? It's great. All right, and it's actually 3:30 p.m. here in New York, so it's getting close to time to wrap this up. So Katie, what do you say we take like one or two more questions before we finish it? One or two more questions. So one or two more questions in the chat. Tiffany says, when will you have one? Tiffany, I am not good at estimating that. Shannon says, which webcam do you recommend? Shannon, we just have the nice Logitech webcam. It's like the C930 or something like that. I think it was a little more than $100. V says, do customers get limited access when on an installment plan? V, you can set up drip for your course so that people, they have to wait a certain amount of time to get content. But by default, people on an installment plan, they get access immediately. They're treated like your other customers.
Last question, Gino.
Let's hear it, Gino.
Pressure's on.
Gizmotron said, is read about the proximity mic effect. Okay, then what do we do, Gizmotron? So Gino says, when do you come to Costa? Gino,
I would love to.
Next company retreat?
I'm not saying no. We'll let you know if we do.
Yeah. If you know, a way for us to stay in Costa Rica with 100 employees for close to free, then maybe I'll have a better chance of convincing our finance team to fly everyone down there. Okay, so Rima says, got my upgrade payment receipt, but no, their email should send an email support Teachable all the time. So Rima, kind of curious to know if you can access Teachable U inside your school. So let me just show you what I mean real fast. So when you go over to the admin view of your school here, you should see a button on the bottom that says Teachable U. If you click on that, are you able to access like the Teachable U courses? Just if you aren't able to do that, then that's the more concerning thing, and you should get in touch with our support team. But everything else you should just have access to automatically. Zena says just upgraded to professional, but received the receipt for the 99 plan. How do I switch to annual? So Zena, very simple. So I'm just going to share my screen with you again. Well, great. I'd actually never stopped sharing it, so I'm right back where I started. So to switch the annual plan, and you will not be double charged, click on Settings, then click on Plan. And so right now I'm on the Pro 99. At the top, you click Annual, and then you click Switch to Annual. There you go. So I know it says you'll be charged $948 a year from today. That is a lie. Because you just paid $99, we give you an automatic prorated $99 discount. So you would only pay us $849. Wow. The math. It's incredible. Okay. Now back here. So yeah, Rima, everything should be inside there. Jerry says, quick question. Can you tell me a couple artists using Teachable? So, Jerry, my favorite artist using
Angela.
Teachable, Angela Fair is great. So, Angela Fair, watercolor. So, Google these things. And also check out Sketchbook School. They teach people how to sketch and draw. So, that's at class.sketchbookschool.com. Okay, yeah, Christopher was right up on it. So Gizmotron says the cardioid dynamic needs to be used per proximity effect. Yeah, that's why when I talk into the mic, we're like swallowing it a little bit. It's like we're really right up in it, because as you get back, it really stops sounding good. Like it sounds so bad now. Like I can hear it in my headphones. It's awful. So yeah, you really do need to talk right into the mic. Christopher says, how long does it take to make the money back? Christopher, sorry, I don't have a good answer. It depends. For instance, if the first month you're on Pro, you talk to one of your clients and get them to sign up for an online version of one of your products at $500, congratulations. You have just paid for 5 months of Teachable. If you sign up for Teachable Pro and then you've got some sort of emergency and you've got all this stuff going on in your business, and before you know it, 90 days have passed and you haven't used it at all, well, it'll probably take a little bit longer to make it back. It varies so much that it's impossible to give a good answer here. I wish I could give a better one, but because our customer base is so broad with tens of thousands of users in all different industries with all sorts of different audiences, there is no one size fits all answer here. I'm really sorry about that. The thing that I would say though is, again, people who get started within the first 30 days are way more likely to make money. So if you do try us out, please get started within 30 days. You're not gonna regret it. And I think it's about time for us to wrap this up. So I think at this point, Christopher says, how do you know how to rate our courses? Christopher, I don't know what you mean by that, but I do think we have to wrap this up, okay? So at the end of the day, there are so many people out there interested in online courses, but not many people who will actually take the time to learn something new, and you guys did. So on behalf of myself,
and from me,
and from everyone else here at Teachable HQ, thank you so much and have a wonderful rest of your day. All right, take care. Bye-bye, everyone.